Alright, we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm still getting set up on my side here, so bear with me. I'm still taking a few seconds here. Share some links and so on and so forth. Alright. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing okay. I hear you Americans have some kind of celebration. I don't know, it's something just about the time of the month. Did I misspell the title? I did. Hold on, folks. No one panic. I misspelled the title. Hold on. ETH, it's going buying that super and audio. Welcome everyone. We chilling like a villain, 100%, 100%. So folks, forgive me if for misspelling this thing. Give me a minute. Let me respell this. Spell this correctly. So folks, just real quick while people are coming in, Messin will not be joining us. He's still recovering from a lack of, he was severely dehydrated, and so he's still recovering. And so, folks, send him thoughts and prayers whenever he happens to, have a full recovery. He'll definitely be coming on the channel. So make sure when he comes back, you guys let him know that we hope he stays hydrated more often. That way he doesn't have to face these kinds of issues. So unfortunately, again, Messin is just severely dehydrated, and it will not be joining us. So folks, just a quick reminder, always important to stay hydrated. We don't want to end up being like Messin. And folks, I don't know, again, just bringing back to this American thing, there's something about this time where I feel like there's an American holiday going on. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I think like it's July 3rd. What's July 3rd? What's July 4th? I just have no idea. So thank you for bearing with me, folks. I'm still getting set up here on mine. We have a lot of important news to discuss. All silliness aside, welcome everyone. The Fern says, tell us about your heading. Whales are buying. How do you know? What do you mean by massive airdrop? Can't wait to hear about it all. Yes, folks, we got plenty to discuss. Lots of important. It wasn't just clickbaited. We do actually have some very interesting on-chain metrics, as well as pretty big news in regards to an airdrop. So folks, plenty to discuss, and let's finally, without further ado, delve into it. Before we get going here, folks, do me that favor, like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified of new uploads. 100x leverage FOMO with our Bybit link and all that good stuff. Link for everything is down in the description below. So folks, let's talk about what's going on in the news. First off, with Bitcoin here, Bitcoin is in a very, very precarious place because we are forming this wedge here, and we're going to break out very, very soon. So within the next, 3 days max, we're going to have a breakout likely sooner rather than later. Tomorrow, day after, we're going to break out. And if we break out bullishly, we're probably going to retest this 50-day SMA. And if we can start getting daily candles close above that 50-day SMA, that is the first major layer of resistance that Bitcoin has to tackle. And again, come Monday, I think we have a good chance of doing so. And so come Monday, if we can get those daily candles closing above that 50 daily SMA, that is a very good sign. So why don't we start talking about some of this news here? We got some very significant news in the news. So, important news story that we've been mentioning previously, 650 banks are now providing crypto and Bitcoin purchasing services. That's a huge deal. But one other very big deal is this one here. So I teased one of the other news stories. But so Willy Woo has retweeted this, which is whales with 1,000 to 10,000 Bitcoin have been buying Bitcoin. As we can see here from the information from Glassstone, we can see that there's been a sudden spike And whales, again, those are wallets holding 1K to 10K, suddenly jumping. What does this mean? We don't know. But it is good to see that people are kind of buying the dip. And just to get kind of confirmation of this trend, if we go over here to Crypto Quant, we do see that the Bitcoin held on exchanges has been somewhat steadily leaving. So if and when we see another drop of Bitcoin held on exchanges, that will serve as confirmation that Bitcoin is indeed being bought up. So while this is a very, very good sign, once I see this translate into the number of Bitcoin held on exchanges, that would serve as confirmation of people buying up Bitcoin, buying up the dip, which is a very, very good sign. Yes, and so I see Steven over here saying he brought up a very good point. So remember always to FOMO buy with 100x leverage. You're 100% correct. Leverage trading is in fact very easy to do it well consistently. And if you're going to do it with our Bybit link. Link for that is down in the description below. And so, folks, since I teased it, let me talk about this massive, massive airdrop. So, for the longest time, all you XRP holders, I've been, kind of an XRP hater as of late, but for the longest time, I was an XRP myself. I owned some XRP, and I participated in the Flare snapshot. So, just to quickly run people up on what Flare is, what this airdrop's all about, and why this is connected with XRP. So, the XRP team, XRP Labs, is coming out with this brand new protocol called Flare Network, Flare Labs. It's Flare something. There's a bunch of Flare networks and labs. And point being, Flare is the thing that will allow XRP to bridge over into DeFi. Because from my understanding, XRP itself, the protocol, does not have any kind of smart contract capability. But Flare Network will be the bridge that allows XRP to move into DeFi. So just has anyone ever noticed how there's no real like DeFi yield farming staking for XRP? Well, now that Flare is being introduced to the picture, this will change. Flare will be that bridge that allows XRP to move into different ecosystems and further its use case. So for the longest time, we had no idea when the Spark token was going to be airdrop. What's going on, Team Supersun? There's been no news for months, and so we had an airdrop, I believe, back in December. I think back in the previous year, back in December, we had the snapshot, and so we finally got word that now Spark tokens are going to be airdropped once the network goes live. So we don't have a specific date, but we know that once the network goes live, they're going to be conducting this airdrop. 15% of Spark tokens will be airdropped to people who participate in the snapshot immediately, and then later on they will drop 3% per month or up to 25 to 34 months. So that's how they're distributing the Flare token airdrop. And this is pretty significant because this could end up being, depending on what price Flare gets listed at, one of the biggest airdrops in crypto's history. Because I don't know if they're doing a direct 1-to-1 ratio. You get one XRP token per one Flare. I don't know how they're doing it. But this is one of the biggest ones in history. And so this is a very, very big deal. And so people who participate, people who had a lot of XRP and participate in this thing could potentially be getting a lot of Flare. So once we get further details in regards to dates and that sort of thing, we will be letting you guys know. So folks, that's all the big news going on today. Also, the Bitcoin mining difficulty has officially dropped by 28%, making it easier for people outside of China to begin mining Bitcoin. And just to get a bit of a sense of how significant this China news has been. So before this China news really started the last few weeks, China controlled about 65% of Bitcoin's hash rate. That is significant. Over a majority of Bitcoin's mining power is controlled by China. And so folks, yeah, in the short term, China cracking down very quickly on Bitcoin and crypto does spook the market, does cause miners to sell off, but this is ultimately a very good thing and is just some growing pains that we had to get over eventually. It was going to be today, yesterday, a month, a year from now. It was just a matter of time. So, I mean, it's good that we're just getting it out of the way right now. So, pretty interesting stuff going on. So we had that Bitcoin mining difficulty officially dropped by 28%. We now have further details on the Flare token airdrop, which by itself, I mean, regardless of whether you participated in the Flare Spark token snapshot itself, it is very interesting that once this thing goes live, XRP will actually have a little bit more use case now that we'll be able to bridge into other ecosystems. So that is pretty interesting for XRP. And as well, the fact that we're seeing those whales start to buy a Bitcoin is very, very interesting. I don't want to get my hopes up too much quite just yet, but if we do see a sudden drop, a lower low in Bitcoin held on exchanges, that should serve as confirmation that Bitcoin is leaving exchanges. That's good. We want to see this go down. The more this goes down, the more Bitcoin is leaving exchanges, the less potential selling pressure, and the less supply and the more demand equals price going up. So again, folks, good signs, but again, what do we need to see? Confirmation. What do we need to seek? What do we need to look out for? To see clarity is confirmation. It's a little bit late on my end, folks. Thank you all for being here. Like and subscribe. We'll be doing a more in-depth video or live stream tomorrow. But for now, this is some pretty good information to see as well. If we go over here to Bitcoin, and we have that daily candle closing right in the middle of our range, which is pretty good. I think for me, the critical place that Bitcoin just continues to maintain above is 33,000. This range here, super significant over here, 33,000. All right, folks. Actually, I'm a little high. It is a bit of a range though. Let's see here. Yeah, right here. Right here. That's 33,000. That's 33,000. It clearly reactive zone here. Right there, 33,000. If we start to lose that, that's a sign that we could break down bearishly from our wedge. If we do so, we're probably going to test 31,000, 30,000, even 29. The key thing here is not putting in lower lows, macro lower lows below 29,000. And if Bitcoin gets a daily candle close below 30,000, 29,000, at that point, folks, it looks like a breakdown from macro head and shoulders. And the downside potential, if we lose 30,000, 29,000, is literally bottomless. So I'm kind of using $30,000 as that inflection point. Or if we get a daily candle close below it, at that point, I would start to lean heavily bearish. And I would say that the likelihood of an extended bear market vastly increases if we lose $30,000. And so within the next day or two, folks, we will see what way we break out, and we will see what is more and less likely. Again, I do anticipate resistance on this white line, this 50 daily SMA. All right, just how we got rejected off the 200 daily EMA, major, previous support level now turned resistance. 50 SMA is going to react very similarly. But if Bitcoin does indeed manage to get above this thing, get one or two daily candles closing above it, then we could test that 200 EMA and 40,000, 41,000. If we can get above 41,000, then we would have made a higher high and potentially broken the bearish price structure. So again, folks, super critical times. This is not the time to shut down and check out. This is the time to pay the most attention you ever had, because right now, what's happening in this wedge, what's happening this month, will determine what the next 6 months of crypto price action looks like. And so this is the most critical time to be paying attention. Definitely do not shut off, folks. So let's see what you guys are saying. So Karn is saying BTC has the alpha always been. Also, the Taproots upgrades will make it similar to ETH in time. I don't know about that. DeFi on Bitcoin, game over, LOL. Well, Cam, I mean, for the Bitcoin holders, I hope you guys are right. Increase your use case and utility is always a great thing. I just, I don't ever see Bitcoin beating Ethereum at Ethereum's own game. Like, I mean, we have Cardano and Polkadot trying to do it, and they might not even succeed. So, I don't know. I don't know. It would be very interesting. It would be very interesting. Again, if Bitcoin were all of a sudden, make a play towards DeFi, I mean, it would be very interesting for sure. I just don't know how successful it would be when its competition is Ethereum, Cardano, and Polkadot. It's just not geared and optimized for it. I mean, Bitcoin and Ethereum are trying to achieve two completely different things. Bitcoin's just trying to be super solid money. It's trying to be finite. But in the white paper, it was even talked about being used as a currency, as an interim of exchange. But Ethereum is fully trying to be its case is utility, running on Lightning. Yeah, but is Lightning really working? I mean, I haven't heard of major developments on Lightning. Who's really using it? I mean, Folks, look, I hope you're right. I would love to see it. I think it's a bit early. I think it's a bit early for sure. Yeah, the whole thing about Bitcoin is, Bitcoin is digital gold. Great, that's what it is. But Ethereum is blockchain utility. And if Bitcoin tried to beat Ethereum in that use case, it would be an interesting fight. And ultimately, competition is great for the space. We all win if there's more competition. I just think it would be a pretty one sided battle because Ethereum is geared, it's completely optimized towards utility. Same with Cardano and Polkadot. Bitcoin is not. And so I would love to see it. Very, very interesting, but I haven't seen it yet. So until I do, I will remain a bit skeptical. So you're also saying I would love to see Bitcoin as a simple store of value, but I hate that it's changing. Everything changes, man. You know, there's no stopping it. But that is what's going on with that. Now, let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is going down, which suggests that alts are doing well, which they are indeed. Cardano is finally starting to look a little bit more healthy. We finally had that daily candle body fully close above the 100 daily EMA, this white line. This is good to see. Now, what we want to see is, excuse me, let me take a moment to drink water. I'm constantly stressing the importance of hydration. If only Messin would have listened to my wise words, then maybe he could have been here today and not recovering from dehydration. So, folks, thoughts and prayers. But for now, folks, it's good that we're holding above this. We want confirmation. We want continuation. We want to get above a $1.50. We want to start making higher highs. But the more daily candles we have closing above this white line, closing above, $1.38, $1.40, that's a very, very good sign for Cardano. Now, let's bring it back to Ethereum, because Ethereum is also looking remarkably well, at least for the moment. Now, this may change at any point, but for now, we're looking a little bit good with the altcoins. The fact that Ethereum is above this green line, the 21 EMA on the 6 hour, is a very good sign, because this EMA, I believe, is very good at calling short-term price structure for Ethereum. Whereas, as we can see here, throughout the major impulse here, it was continually support, and as soon as you had a daily candle close below it, what do you know? It was the beginning of the downtrend. It's almost like TA works. Folks, I keep saying this, that whenever you're trying to find when an impulse will end, if something's going up and you want to know when it will stop going up, find a moving average that hugs the length of the impulse that we test and hold as support. And typically speaking, as soon as we lose it, it's typically the end of the impulse. We saw this happen with Bitcoin with the 50 daily SMA. Over here, tested as support, broke below it, got rejected, beginning of the sell-off. Over here with Ethereum, 21 EMA on the 6 hour over here, held as support the entire impulse, had a daily candle break below it, beginning of the sell-off. I mean, folks, it's uncanny. It happens over and over again. Large time frames, small time frames, it works. Find a moving average, EMA, SMA, that hugs the impulse that we tested and hold as support. And as soon as we lose it, once we're overextended, it's typically the end of the impulse. And so that's why we were saying, me and Messin for like weeks over here, we're saying that we were actually concerned about Ethereum. We wouldn't be buying Ethereum here. We were saying Ethereum was extremely overextended. Now, we did not anticipate the scale of the sell-off. We thought we might get a 20-30% pullback, not a 50, because 20-30% is what we've been getting before. But we did say, don't buy this. We were overextended. And so, folks, the fact that we're now holding, we tested the 21 EMA on the 6 hour. See, we broke above, came back down and retested, and had 1, 2, 3 daily candles fully closing above it, is a very, very good sign. So now that we're seeing this strength with the major alts, Ethereum, Cardano's looking okay. Polkadot, not looking crazy, but at least not dumping. I think the altcoins are very well positioned, especially if you consider Bitcoin dominance having a bit of a pullback here, to really start to recover a bit as long as Bitcoin can hold it together. So, seeing what way we break out of this wedge, again, tomorrow, the day after, come Monday, we're probably going to break out, is going to be very, very important for understanding what the next 6 months of this market will look like. Now, I want to give you guys a bit of an update on the state of my portfolio because given the strength we're seeing with Ethereum and some of the alts, I have been buying more with my paper portfolio. Me and Messi both have $5,000 to invest. We're both buying and selling completely on our own time frames whenever we feel like it. And so I've been buying the dip on Ethereum, VeChain, Chainlink, Polygon. Today, Terra Luna, I bought the dip on Aave, bought some more Aave. Theta, bought some more Theta. I bought some more Polkadot and Kusama. So I just want to give you guys a quick update on my paper portfolio. We're building, me and Messi, we're both building portfolios over the long term. So it's going to be very interesting to see whose portfolio will outperform whose over the long term. So we'll definitely keep you guys updated moving forward. So that's our portfolio. Let's see what you guys are saying. So when ETH hits 20% dominance, alts will explode. I mean, yeah, look, Ethereum is a leading indicator for the altcoin market. So a healthy Ethereum is a good thing. And so I love what Ethereum is doing right now on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, because what Ethereum did is it broke down below support here. Sideways moving price action, support, we broke down. But we held the line here on this previous wick. Right here, we held support here. And then we got back above that previous resistance, came back down to retest it with this wick here, and held it as support. So the bears tried to take over. The bears brought us below previous support. And the bulls were like, we back in town. We broke up bullishly, and we had a bullish retest, and we're holding that support. So I do think the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing has a good chance of testing this red trend line from this all-time high to the next lower high. And if we see this bullish divergence in the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, that's our cue on this bullish retest that alts are truly ready to start to take off, because a healthy ETH is a healthy altcoin market. But if we took a Ethereum dominance here, and let's zoom out to the weekly. So 20%, what he was saying, huh? 20%. Yeah, I mean 20% is a previously reactive zone over here. Yeah, so yeah, I could see that definitely being kind of an inflection point. Nice psychological number, 100%. Yeah. Now, the one thing we do have to be worried though is that once Ethereum dominance enters not price discovery but dominance discovery, once it gets above 30% in dominance, and once Bitcoin dominance makes a lower low below 30%, 35%, and enter discovery and dominance, that starts to look a little bit toppy in terms of alts. And so, guys, not financial advice, but something I've been sharing with our VIP Discord members. If you guys want to become a VIP Discord member, you get access to our Patreon. Link for that is down in the description below. Go check it out, because something I've been discussing with them is a long-term kind of sell strategy. Again, not just financial advice, but just to share my own opinions, my thought process. One of the things I'm looking out for to start to take profits with my altcoins is a lower low in Bitcoin dominance, because once we start to enter these regions, it suggests that altcoins are kind of reaching a peak. They're really pumping hard. They have a lot of value compared to Bitcoin. And so once we enter these regions and even make a lower low, I think that's going to signal a little bit of kind of overheatedness with the altcoin market. But I do think it's likely that altcoins at some point will make a lower low in Bitcoin dominance, just because there's just more altcoins in the previous cycle and the use case is far greater. Therefore, they're likely to have more value in their ecosystem collectively than the previous cycle. So once we see kind of that higher high in Ethereum dominance and a lower low in Bitcoin dominance, I think that will be a signal to begin to take profits on some altcoins. So let's see what you guys are saying here. So Rodrigo is saying, what if you make your screen a bit smaller? 100%, definitely could. What's up, Brandon? What's up, everyone? Beautiful piano. Yes, it is a very beautiful piano, along with my very beautiful, totally real house I have here. So, folks, I just want to give you guys a very quick market update. We're gonna have much more to bring you guys. All right, this wedge pattern that we need to look out for is very big. Ethereum is currently holding support that needs to maintain. Come Monday, Tuesday, the market has a very, very good chance of pumping. That 50 daily SMA is going to be critical to see what way we react. I want to give you guys that update with my portfolio. I've been kind of buying the dip on Ethereum, VeChain, some kind of higher caps, Terra Luna, Aave, Decenter I've been buying more of. Probably buy some more Audius next, perhaps on a dip. And I've also been buying more Polkadot and Kusama with my paper portfolio. So folks, again, we're going to be bringing you guys a lot more stuff tomorrow, and especially come weekdays. We typically live stream less on the weekends. I want to give you guys that brief, quick and dirty market update. Hope you guys appreciate that. I'm gonna let you guys go a little bit early this time, but I appreciate all you folks being here, and we'll talk more tomorrow once Messon's here. Hopefully he'll be hydrated enough to feel out for it for sure. So we'll see if that indeed happens. Ultimately, folks, you gotta focus on hydration. You don't want to end up dehydrated like Messon, not even building a portfolio and not even buying the dip. Like, who would want to end up like that, right? So use him as kind of, what can happen in a worst case scenario. The effects of dehydration are severe. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about with TA, but if he would just stay hydrated, he would be able to share his wisdom. And unfortunately, his severe lack of hydration is causing him to miss these live streams. And so again, folks, thoughts and prayers. You guys make sure to let him know to stay hydrated once he hops on a live stream. And that's enough for me. Happy birthday, Americans. Click every link. FOMO buy with our buy link, 100x leverage. It's very easy. It's very simple. And everyone wins leverage trading. So make sure you max leverage trade with our Bybit link, because whether or not you make winning trades, I will make money if you use our Bybit link. So if you're going to FOMO buy or panic sell, do it with our Bybit link. Link for that is down in the description below. Now, if you want, actually some solid value, become a Patreon member. Link for that is down in the description below. And